out there. Welcome back to the Frying Pan Podcast, a pop culture comedy driven podcast brought to you by me, myself, and I. My name's Dan. You can call me Dan. Call me Dan. You can call me probably just Dan. And I'm here to bring you some pop culture news and, a little comedic facts. That's what I do. It's me. You remember me if you've been here before, but if not, if it's your first time listening, welcome to the show. Hope you stay a while. Glad to have you here. And, we got a good one today. We got a lot of topics today, but first off, always give a little update on me. I recently, just today, just about 5 minutes ago, I, took, because I live in an apartment, so we got like a community laundry type of thing going. So, I go to get my clothes out of the dryer, and, somebody takes my clothes out of the dryer so they can, use both washers and both dryers. Now, a few things to start off. First off, like, why would you want to touch someone else's clothes in the first place? 2, why would you want to do it in a pandemic? And 3, just why? What's the point? Just be patient for a second in your life. I don't know what you're doing. Just get your grubby little hands off my shoes and my shirts, my pants. I don't want it. Please think for a minute. But other than that, I'm doing okay. I'm kind of excited. I've been talking about, maybe starting like a mental health podcast, and I was able to pitch some ideas to a media network, and currently, pitching ideas. We'll see what happens if something comes from it. Obviously, I'll let you know, and if not, it is what it is. No shame on their end. It's not, we self-made over here. I don't really got that much, backing or support aside from myself and people who listen, I guess. But still, exciting stuff, something new, a step in the direction. We're still trying to find that purpose in life, and maybe that's it. Maybe I was destined to just talk. Probably to some people that's not at all what they want, but to me, sure. Why the hell not, man? Why not? But anyways, we can get into some topics. We can talk about stuff you guys want. It's up to you. Little update from last week. I was hyping up the Kid Cudi Man on the Moon album, and I'm actually currently listening to it as we record this podcast. Man on the Moon 3. Now, I don't know how many people listen to Kid Cudi or enjoy Kid Cudi, but I would highly recommend listening to this album because I actually really liked it. I was very pleasantly surprised with a lot of the songs. It's got the same kind of, Cudi vibe or Man on the Moon vibe that we're all used to, but it just got better, and that's nice. I'm so happy to see that. So happy to see my boy Scott Mescudi, putting out some good stuff. Personal favorites, Tequila Shot's good, Show Out's good, Solo Dolo Part 3, Sad People. Honestly, there's so many good ones on here. But yeah, go get a listen if you are into, like, I don't know, it's rap, but I feel like it probably falls in like a few other categories. But anyways, go give it a listen. Let me know what you think if you're into that kind of music. But I don't know, it felt very nostalgic because there's some albums where you want to give it like your full attention, and there's other albums when it's just like, I'll play it while I'm doing something. There'll be a little background noise. But this one, I was like, I want to pay attention to every song, everything. I want to see if like it holds up to Man on the Moon 2 and 1 and all those classic bangers that I grew up loving. And yeah, it really kind of hit all the marks I was looking for. At least I was very happy with it. So shout out Kid Cudi. Happy for him. Glad to see him putting stuff out. And we also today, another little starter thing to start us off this episode is a little COVID update, because kind of hard to not acknowledge that thing's going on. But COVID vaccine on the way, coming to the U.S. near you, but to us, we little general population people probably won't get it till, I think they are saying late spring, early summer, like late second, third quarter. That's what they're saying. But a lot of like healthcare workers and elderly people, they're gonna get it. They're gonna, not the guinea pigs, but they're gonna be the ones trying it out. And I don't know. It should be interesting to find it out. But I guess we're getting like 3 million doses by January 2021. So we'll see how that goes. But there are people getting it now. Like I said, healthcare workers and elderly people, people, who are dealing with the public quite a bit and would be better off with it. But a lot of see the thing is now is people are like, I don't know what the fuck's in it. I'm not gonna take it, but will like do heroin or like lick shit for $3. Like it's come on. You're not gonna take it and then like fucking mutate into something. That's probably not it. I mean, eventually we'll probably have that. China's got that CRISPR thing going on where like I want my baby to be 6'5" and have wings, and apparently there's a lab in China that's like, sure, give us a few years, we can do it. That's a little side. We can talk about it later if you want, but it's fine. But vaccine's fine. I imagine it'll be fine. If you're worried about taking it, don't be stupid. Unless you enjoy living in this you know, quarantine dystopia that we're not that used to. But like I'm to my knowledge, all of the testing for it so far has been it's fine. No hiccups. And I still I don't know how to pronounce the name. The Pfizer. I don't know how to pronounce it because it's one of those things where like I only read it and I never hear how it's said. And that's fine. Maybe I'm gonna pretend I just don't know what it is, and I'm okay with that. That's fine with me. Should be something to look forward to for a lot of people out there. Because I know for me, I'm tired of this, and I would like to. I don't know if I mean I don't know if everything will be like, oh, it'll go back to the way it was, because that's very optimistic, and I don't think it'll happen. But I mean, hey, a boy can dream, can't he? But I mean, at the end of the day, it should be safe. Just relax. I like reading this article because it's like it's from today, and it's like everything you need to know about the COVID-19 vaccine. It's got its headlines and then the description of it. One of them is just like, if I had COVID, should I get this? It's like, well, no shit, honey. What do you mean? Will kids be able to get vaccinated? Apparently, that's a yes. So please go vaccinate your kid. Don't be an anti-vax person. That's just weird. Don't be weird. But yeah, I do recommend reading the article. It does have a lot of answers if you're looking for them. I'm just kind of skimming over it in case you don't want to, because it's a pretty decent sized article. But I don't know. It's gonna be interesting if this vaccine works out. It's just gonna turn into like the flu kind of thing where it comes around every year, but we're not that worried because we take our shots or we get our vitamins and shit. That'd be ideal, I guess. Or if it just goes away entirely, that'd be kind of cool. I will say one thing that's kind of upsets me about this whole COVID thing is the fact that New Zealand is like no cases, like they're fully back to normal. Granted, New Zealand is like not even the size of Texas, I don't think. So it's understandable, but it's the fact that like they got on it early and now they're totally fine and we're just kind of letting people die. It's people don't take into consideration that like if you look at the most deadliest like days in US history, like the top 5 is within the past 2 weeks. Like people do not understand that. Like more people probably died from like this in one day than people did in 9/11. And people just kind of ignore that and pretend like, don't care, doesn't affect me. And it's crazy to me. It's just fucking crazy. But please, for the love of God, vaccinate. Take the vaccine. I'm 95% sure it'll be fine. If something comes out next week where it's like people are mutating because of the vaccine, I'll let you know. And I'll be like, hey guys, my bad. It's my fault. Don't take the vaccine that turns you into a monster. It's fine. But I don't think that's happening. But it would be interesting if it did. Could you imagine we wake up, it's late spring and like everyone's getting the vaccine and everyone's like, the virus is going away. But it's like, wait, the virus is mutating. Now people like have wing, like we're literally just in like an anime or like a Marvel movie. That'd be terrifying. Well, I guess it'd be interesting because, you got the people that want to do good, so they'll be superheroes, and then you got bad people in the world that'll get their superpowers and they'll be villains. Like, kind of sick. But it would be a shame if you're one of the pedestrians that's left behind. That's what I always think about in like superhero movies. It's like, man, it must fucking suck being just like a normal, average person during this time. Because it's like, A, kind of jealous. I wouldn't mind superpowers. That'd be kind of cool. But then it's also like, you're worrying about like you would lump like someone destroying the city as like a natural disaster. Like it's not on the same level as like a hurricane. It just kind of is what it is. You're just unlucky. You're just born in this. I'm sorry. It's kind of like us right now. It's not our fault, but we're just born in it. Unless you're the type of person that's like, yeah, COVID's not real. It's fine. Doesn't affect me. That's that's one thing I love. It's a nice little segue into the next topic, but I love seeing like social media influencers just like partying and shit as if like, hey guys, there's a little pandemic going on. A lot of people are looking up to you. Maybe don't be stupid, please. Don't. Just think for a minute. But that segues into I don't know how many people listen to this know who Jake Paul is, but he's one of like the least liked people on the internet. I'd argue probably the least liked person on the internet. Um, his brother Logan filmed a dead body like a year or two ago. Didn't really seem to care, and that's cool. And I think Logan also did a prank where like he was in a hotel room and he faked getting shot in the back of the head and like blood went on the window or fake blood went on the window to like scare people, which is kind of a little over the top and traumatic, you think? Seeing how it's like a lot of kids look up to him. But regardless, Jake Paul, YouTuber kind of guy, um, really trying to get into boxing, and he put out an Instagram video calling out Conor McGregor. Now it's like we're kind of just taking like two shitty people and pitting them against each other, and like I'm okay to watch that. I'm okay with watching like two people beat the shit out of each other, but it's like you can't just win two fights and just be like I'm gonna challenge one of the best UFC fighters of all time. It doesn't really work that way. It's like I've been doing this podcast for 2 years, and then I'm like, yeah, I think I should be on the Daily News. I'm challenging the Daily News that I should be the host of that or shit like that. Just like I should be running CNN. I should, It's just like you don't have the qualifications, buddy. And first, and sign off like nobody fucking like people just want to see you get your shit. Just shout out my dad. He taught me this term, gollywopped. Apparently, there was a news anchor back in the day that when there was a storm, he called it a gollywhopper, and I've only been thinking about that. He told me that like 2 weeks ago, and it's the only thing I can think. Literally, the only thing I think about. But he put out like he said in his Instagram video that he sent a $50 million offer to them, and then he called out his like Conor McGregor's wife, which is just like kind of weird and just rude. But like you're trying to sell shit. I get it in that sense, sort of, kind of, not really. Like he's just a piece of shit, but people give him a platform for God knows what reason. But yeah, so he called him out on Instagram, and then he also called out Dana White, and I think Dana White, like, he might have responded. I mean, he'll probably respond, but he hasn't responded at the time of this video, so, or at the time of me recording this episode, blah, blah, blah. I can't talk. I'm like tripping over myself. But, so he called him out. It's shitty Instagram video. He's just making fun of Connor's wife, which is just kind of rude. I mean, it is rude. And then he did something where he unfollowed everyone on Instagram and only follows his wife. It's just like, you're trying way too hard at this. And granted, I think he's younger than me, actually, which is interesting. But fuck this guy. Holy shit, fuck this guy. But it hasn't gotten a response from Connor, who I'm pretty sure is retired, kind of just enjoying his life, maybe punching old people at bars. It's tough to say. I think that was something he called out too. But just shitty. And then I guess there was another boxer. I think his name is like Dylan Downis, maybe. But he like did a drive-by on him, but not like an actual drive-by, no guns, but like he was throwing like toilet paper and like just shit at him as he was getting interviewed. He was in like the bed of a truck. It's just so like, I don't know. I wish I could get paid for like being a toddler. Like I wish someone would pay me, or no, yeah, someone would pay me to like change my diapers. Like I wish, like sure, fuck it, man. Who cares? This dude's making like probably 7 or 8 figures just being like a piece of shit. And it's like, that's fine. Who cares? Granted, could this guy beat me up in a fight? Probably. I don't doubt that. But I don't have the money for a personal trainer and nutritionist, sadly. So it's kind of just not a fair one, wouldn't you agree? But regardless, fuck Jake Paul. Not a fan of this guy. Granted, not really a fan of Conor McGregor. Dude kind of punched an old guy because he didn't like his whiskey. Kind of weird. But I don't know. I don't like this guy, and it's just I'm so tired of like just stupid, shitty people getting platforms for no reason, man. Like you see it so often, like especially with people that do like YouTube, and even people like in television and shit. Like they're always just shitty behind the scenes or something. There's like very few, not very few, but there's good eggs, obviously. And then there's, well, my favorite one recently was like Chris Pratt came out to be like homophobic, and then they made his character in Guardians of the Galaxy bisexual. And I don't know if that was like, yeah, obviously not like a dig at him, because then he'd be, I don't know if that was like a publicity thing from him to be like, guess what, guys, I'm with you. I'm all about LGBTQ. It's me. It's like, sure, Chris. But yeah, man, stop giving shitty people platforms. My favorite is like the people on TikTok now. We're giving like 14-year-olds platforms. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They have no idea what's going on. And then you get people that can, well, it's like, it's a double-edged sword. Because then you get the like managers that can kind of like prey on them and just kind of milk them for money. It's just shitty. I mean, it is what it is, really. But yeah, on it, like, just stop giving dumb people platforms, please. I'm so sick of seeing it. It's not that hard. It's easy to view people. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm biased because I don't know. There's no person on the internet that I'd say I idolize. I don't think there's anyone I'd say I'd idolize, to be fair. But it's like, you have like 7-year-olds just doing, I mean, it's fine. You got some 7-year-olds doing their TikTok dances, and that's cute. That's fine as long as they're having a good time. Nothing wrong with that. But then you got some of them that are like, yo, followers, guess what? COVID's not real. And guess what? We hate all races. And it's like, that's not it, bud. But just, okay, sure. Yeah, but it's, I don't know. I love that there's like a plethora of like TikTok stars that have just said the N word, and everyone's just like, no, he didn't. And it's like, well, no, we have video proof of it. It's like, no, I can't see it, so it's not happening. And I wish I could be that ignorant. I'm just jealous, I guess, at the end of the day. I really wish I could just, like, turn a blind eye to everything and pretend nothing really is happening at all in the world. I I also saw a video of it was like a kind of older dude, and it was like, if there was really a pandemic going on, Americans would treat it like a real pandemic. And it's like, we got people out there that think the world is flat and that 9/11 didn't happen. Like, I don't think so. Everyone's different. But I mean, you'd think there's a lot of things that we can come together and agree upon, right? Like, world's kind of round. We got geological evidence and video evidence, but I'm not trying to call out you flat earthers if you listen to the podcast. I hope you're doing well. Just want you to know, you're not going to fall off. There's no edge. You're not going to fall off the world. I'm sorry to burst your bubble. You should be happy, actually. I imagine if I was a flat earther, that'd be my greatest fear, is that like a meteor hits the earth, and then like it hits one side and then the other side like slides off it, kind of like when you're sliding food like off a plate or something. Like maybe that's how they think the world is. And that'd be super entertaining to have someone explain that to me. I don't know how it works. I'm not a flat earther, sadly. Maybe I'll do a deep dive on how they think. I think there was like a Netflix documentary on being a flat earther. Can't say I watched it. I can't say I've watched anything on Netflix in a long time. I feel like I have such a hard time like starting series because I never finish them. I think a lot of the times is like when people recommend good shows to me, is like I assume that they're really good. And it's the fact that like I don't want that post show depression. You know what I'm talking about? Like you finish a really good series and you don't have something to like watch immediately afterwards, and you're just kind of like, well, I feel empty. I'm missing something. and it's that. I don't want that feeling because I used to get that a lot with shows. And I guess I'm just permanently trying to avoid that. But who knows? Who fucking knows, I guess. Um Good news in baseball, I guess. The Cleveland Indians are changing their name. Oops, sorry. Cleveland's baseball team will change its name. Because believe it or not, people or Native Americans don't like to be called Indians or Redskins because hey, I think it's pretty self-explanatory. I don't that's my favorite thing is when we've talked about it numerous times on the podcast of like people or sports teams like high school to like the NFL changing their name because it's or like refusing to change their names because it's racist to Native Americans. And then they're just like, well, we don't see a problem. And it's like, well, you're not Native American, so I guess you wouldn't see it, would you? But I don't know. It's interesting, but it's nice to see that they finally decided on changing the name. Washington did it in the NFL this season. It's very weird to see them just be referred to as Washington's football team, but we take it. Now, Cleveland's changing their name. I don't know what they're changing it to. I don't know if they'll do Cleveland's baseball team or if they'll actually find a name, but kind of nice. Kind of nice to see, we're taking steps to be progressive towards, everyone feeling, I guess, included, important, wanted, all the above. It's nice. It's a nice thing to see. But it's interesting that there's people out there that are like against it. But I don't know. I guess there's still a lot of sports teams like uh Braves, Chiefs, Blackhawks. There I did watch a like an informational video from Native American that was like, hey, these are the terms we don't like or appreciate. And yeah, these were all listed as them, so understandable. But the fact that like there's people that are just like, oh dude, we always gotta cancel stuff. We always gotta appropriate for everyone. It's like, I mean, if I called a team like the Los Angeles N-words, I don't think people would appreciate that. I don't think anybody would be on board with that. But no, we gotta include everybody. It's like, just shut the fuck up. Just be white and have a good time. It's fine. We're chilling. I don't get it. But I mean, people can never be satisfied, I guess. But if you got any interesting ideas for what Cleveland's new name should be, let me know. You know where to find me. Social media, ETOSTV. That's me on Twitter. Instagram, hardly use it, so you won't find me there. I mean, I don't post, I guess. Instagram is one of those things where like I never want to take a picture of myself and I don't have anything to take a picture of, so there's no point in putting a picture up. And I'm okay with that. That's fine. I'm really impressed by the people that can like post once a day or like even once a week. Like no way. I'm a once a year kind of guy. And it's because we take pictures when we go on our hiking trip at least once a year. It's the only time I ever get pictures of myself really. But any interesting names, let me know. Any off the top of my head, Cleveland, Cleveland fun guys. Ooh, that can go both ways. You could be like fun, like a fun guy, or you could be fun guy, like mushroom. That'd be kind of cool, right? Cleveland mushrooms? No, not at all. Is that what you're saying? Okay, it's fine. Um, Cleveland dogs? I don't know. There's so many possibilities. You can literally call it anything you want that's not racist. So hopefully, good luck on that. But I don't know. It's just nice to see change, I guess, even if it is something kind of small. But it's cool. Why not, right? I'm sure we'll find people. People find a reason to get mad at everything. So who fucking cares? Regardless, yeah, cute little thing. Ben and Jerry's continues to be good, and they honored Colin Kaepernick with a new ice cream flavor. It's called Change the World. WHIRLD. And oh my god, it's got Kaepernick with this big ass afro here. But we got caramel with fudge chips, graham cracker swirls, and chocolate cookie core. Is that what it is? This just sounds so good. What? I haven't seen this yet. Next time I go to the store, I'm gonna like actively look for this. But oh, it's next year. That makes sense. My bad. That'd be why I don't see it. But it's supposed to be for obviously Colin Kaepernick, who's been a huge part and like Black Lives Matter and understanding rights and all that nature. So very cool. Happy for Colin Kaepernick. It's a shame that he kind of got blackballed by the NFL, but I guess you describe it as one of those things where it's like a blessing in disguise, you know? Or I guess if he was in the NFL, he wouldn't be able to be as big of an activist as he is. Maybe he could have, but I don't know. But it's definitely cool to see. I don't know. It's how you look at it. It's nice to see him succeeding in something. And obviously, everyone is rooting for him and all that jazz. And he's doing a good job at creating change in the world. So happy about it. Oh, Kaepernick's vegan. Okay, yeah, because they tried to make it like vegan friendly for him. Just cute. I don't know. Oh, it is vegan ice cream. Cool. I didn't know that. You learn something new, guys. I read these articles and then I reread them and then I learn with you. We're doing it together. We're both doing the podcast. If only you could talk back, make my job easier, but you don't. So I guess I'll just be doing my thing over here. But I don't know. Very cool. And then there was another like food related news that I thought was interesting, and it was over 900 cars paid for each other's meals at a Dairy Queen drive-through in Minnesota, where it was like, I guess I don't think it was like a stunt or anything, but somebody that was just first was like, "Hey, I'll pay for the person behind me," and they were like, "Oh, cool," and the person came in the window and they're like, "I'll pay for the person behind me," and that proceeded for 900 cars. Well, I guess not consecutively, but like in total. And then I guess it led to like $10,000 in sales. But I don't know, it's very cool. I guess there was like streaks of like 15, 20 cars, but it did happen quite a bit. Oh no, no, it was pretty consecutive actually. I'm a liar. No, no, it was consecutive. But no, it's kind of cool. I miss Dairy Queen. I haven't had Dairy Queen in years. I mean, to be honest, I don't want to trash Dairy Queen. I can't. I can't do it to Dairy Queen. I can't trash Dairy Queen. But let me tell you, they have the driest chicken tendies I've ever had in my life. And I'm sorry, Dairy Queen. It just is what it is. Blizzard smack, though. Can't lie about that. And I'm sure there's other good things at Dairy Queen, but I'll tell you, the chicken tendies are dry. They're dry as fuck. It's crazy. I mean, you put in sauce, like it'll fix anything, but like, you kind of want a little something, something to it, you know? But I mean, at the end of the day, I guess like like chicken tendies and fries are just kind of vessels for sauce. That's what some food is. It's interesting to see. Like I don't know. It's interesting to see like people eat like chicken nuggets plain or something because they're kind of just they're just the vessels for the sauce to get to you, and they go well together, obviously. But that's what it is. But I don't know, very wholesome news today, I guess. So shout out Dairy Queen in Minnesota for, paying it forward. Everyone's on board with that. You do really love to see it. I'm trying to think if I got any other topics. Because I got my doc and put the topics in there, but then I also have a separate doc for if like I'm scrolling in bed and I can't upload to the doc. You know what I mean? So let me check that real quick. Let me take it a look. Well, something happening right now is apparently the MLB, well, you know, kind of on topic with what we were talking about earlier with the Cleveland, was they're finally like acknowledging stats for like way, way back when the Negro League was a thing, where it was like only black people could play in the Negro League, white people play in the MLB because segregation. Sick, man, sick. But I mean, that was just the time back then, obviously. But so happy to see that. You do love to see it. What is it? Why does Oreo keep releasing new flavors? You know, honestly, that's a good question. I saw like there's hot chicken Oreos, crispy tiramisu Oreos, wasabi Oreos, blueberry pie Oreos, banana split. Like at the end of the day, Oreos will always be Oreos, and they're good. Oreos are fine. But if you ever try some of the flavors that Oreos tries to make, they don't land. Some of those are just not good. Some are actually pretty good, but some of them just do not land. And I saw fucking mega stuffed Oreos. What is that, man? That looks just like painful to eat. There's so much of the cream that I think I fucking die from like a sugar overdose, man. It's impressive. But I do love seeing people like stack the ever living shit out of their Oreos. That one's always entertaining. Well, apparently Saturn, Jupiter, and the Moon will form a triangle in the sky tonight, which is yesterday for you guys if you're listening on Thursday. So sorry, you missed it. But I just want to let you know that you missed it because you weren't looking out for it, and that's on you at the end of the day. That's not my fault. I'm just here to try and help you, and if you're going to be the person that misses it, I'm sorry. That's your fault. You should have been. Why aren't you looking out? You always should be looking at the sky and looking for the triangle of Jupiter, Moon, and you know the other one, Saturn. Of course. This is your job. This is all you. This is what you were born to do. You came into this world with one goal, and it was literally to look for this. And you missed it? Come on, man. I thought better of you. I had so much faith in you. I thought you were going to change the world one day. Now I'm just not too sure. Well, enough of degrading you. I'm sorry. But a couple of non-topics that I got in the day is well, happy Hanukkah for you out there, you lovely lot out there. Happy Hanukkah, because I'll talk about Christmas because next week's episode is going to be on Christmas Eve. But happy Hanukkah to get out of the way. But let me tell you, the holiday season is just not there this year, and it's a real shame. I mean, I bought all my presents for my family, and I'll be happy to give it to them, and I'll happy to receive my presents as well. But it's hard to not acknowledge the fact that it does not feel like Christmas at all, man. And I mean, obviously, like for me personally, I've been moved out of my parents' house for 2, 3 years now, and the feeling of Christmas like kind of fades away when you can't like walk out and go to the tree and there's presents there and you're all opening presents instead of like I'm driving over. So like obviously the feeling's not there anymore in that aspect. But when it gets to be late December, sorry, when it gets to be late December, you kind of feel the Christmas spirit. You see the lights out and about. The pumpkin spice is not in the air anymore. It's all peppermint now. It's just all that jazz. It's all nice. And then if you're real lucky, oh man, I hope people know what I'm talking about when I say this, but they're like the small sugar cookies where they have like the face on them, like the snowman, Christmas tree, like Santa, stuff like that. I hope you know what I'm talking about. They're like sugar cookies, I think. And when you get them like soft and chewy in the middle, oh my God, fuck me up. I could kill for some of those right now. I'd murder for those. Not in game, not in real life. But regardless, like, give me some of those. Give me something to feel in the spirit. I know there's one house near me that they go all out for Christmas. They have a huge yard. I don't know what they do for a living, but literally every inch of their property, which is very big, is loaded with Christmas. You got reindeers. You got everyone's. Snoopy the Santa hat. Rudolph. What's the one that wanted to be a reindeer but wasn't? It was like Oliver. You gotta know what I'm talking about. Oliver the reindeer. Come on. Somebody's gotta know. He's just a dog, but he wants to be a reindeer. Dominic's out there. The donkey. You know the one. And, and he didn't put that much out. He didn't put as much out as last year. And I understand. There's probably not that many people because before people would like park and they'd walk out, take pictures. And it'd be a fun event. It'd always be fun to watch people do that. That's just not there anymore. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just me getting older or the circumstance of the year. Obviously that plays a part in it, but it's hard to feel, I guess, jolly in the Christmas mood, It's just something's missing and I can't quite put my finger on it. And also the fact that won't be able to see any relatives this year for Christmas. Kind of sad, but I imagine they'll ship money or whatever, which is cool. What we look for, so we live for actually. But I don't know, just super weird. Everything just feels super different, and that's just probably the way of the year. And I don't know, for people, I hope for some people out there it does feel like that. Like Christmas time is here. We're all jolly. It's just, I don't know. It's super interesting because I remember as a kid, maybe it was just because of being in school, but when you got to December, even though it's technically one of the shortest year days or yeah, months of the year, just because the days go by quicker, it always just drags. The weeks drag and drag until you get to Christmas. But I mean, I remember specifically for school, it was just like I'm thinking elementary. Maybe it's just like I'm trying to hold on to like the childish joy that Christmas brings, you know? I mean, Santa's obviously real. Don't want to, don't want to give any misconceptions. But when you put the cookies out and somebody ate them, probably Santa, of course, and all that jazz, like it's just fun. It's cute. It's fun. It's enjoyable. I miss it so much. And I don't know. It's just not there anymore. It's just a shame, I guess. I don't know what to say. Maybe, hmm, maybe I just pick up Kwanzaa. Maybe Kwanzaa's where it's at. Maybe I just need a new start in something. Maybe if I pick up Kwanzaa, everything will come back to me. I'll feel that joy again and I'll be the happiest man alive and I'll have Kwanzaa to thank for it. But as of right now, that's just not the case. And I hate to admit it, but it's just not the case. It just is what it is. And I'm sorry. But I'm sorry. I love fucking rambling. I love when I get to this part of the podcast. I can just kind of talk about nothing for like 20-ish minutes. It kind of, I don't know. Just listen to me babble if you want, but obviously, I know there are people that when they listen to the podcast, they're just kind of there for like the meat, which is like, I guess, the pop culture topics. I don't know. It's what you prefer. Because I always put this at the end because, sometimes you like that little extra. Sometimes you prefer the little, I guess, nonsense to being talked about. And you're just kind of like, it's fine. It's, it works for some podcasts. Obviously, like if I was doing like a true crime podcast, sometimes you're just there for, the story and the little banter that's between it. Like, My Favorite Murder, if you know that podcast, really good podcast, highly recommend it. They do a really good job at like combining the banter and the content, and it just goes so well together. And I freaking love it. I haven't listened to it in a while though, I'll be honest, but they're consistent. Shout out My Favorite Murder. Um, and then you have the type of podcast where it's like just entirely the content. Like I listen to a lot of true crime. So the one that's just like the serial killer podcast, that's just serial killers. I forget the two people who do it. It's man and a woman. If you can remember, because if I say just serial killer podcast, people are like, oh, there's like 30 of them. There's 30 millions of them. But they just kind of do like it's scripted and they do a really good job at like making you feel involved in the story, I guess. Not as if like you're getting murdered. I mean, that'd be kind of interesting, I guess, if you did a podcast like that. But I mean, it's not entirely what I'm going for. But regardless, they do a really good job at doing that. But then it's like on the other end of the spectrum, you got a like Tiny Meat podcast. I mean, you got Cody and Noel that kind of just like shoot the shit for an hour and they slap that up and it's always entertaining. So shout out them. That'd be a dream. I'd love to work with them. They are so fucking entertaining. And also Noel Miller has like I don't know. I don't want to classify him like as a YouTuber, but like as a YouTuber kind of. I feel like he has such a good like artistic and creative directorial vision, if that makes sense. I can't fucking talk. Holy shit. But very entertaining, both very entertaining. Go listen to them if you haven't. I'm literally just plugging podcasts at this point, just trying to give you guys something to listen to because there isn't much to do these days. Um, Let me think. What else do we have on the menu for today? Um, oh, also, and speaking of shout outs, shout out the band Hot Milk that I just found out yesterday, and they've been making music for probably a while, but like on Spotify, I can only find stuff dated back to a couple years. But they released a song in October called Glass Spiders. Very good song if you're into like kind of punk rock. It's rock, like emo punk rock kind of thing. If you're into that, give it a listen. I love it. I live for that shit sometimes. Like my music taste varies so hard. Like some days I want jazz. I want a nice little jazz mix so I can just chill and relax. Other days I'm like, fuck it. Give me country. Give me Darius Rucker. Give me Wagon Wheel. That's my fucking jam, baby. Not like new country. New country's just pop music, but it's like I drove my truck into a ditch and my dog's dead and my wife left me. I'm gonna go fishing. It's just like that. And I'm like, that's cool. If you're into that, fine. It's just not for me. Granted, like country's always been like that, but you just don't have that twang. That's what my dad would say, I guess. Not the twang, but he's like, it's not as good as the old, like Garth Brooks. Oh, Garth Brooks really did it. And I can agree. It is just I I tend to try to not listen to country that much just cuz like growing up, my dad loved country and we'd have like 2-hour long car rides to like go on vacation just listening to country and I'm like I don't think I can do this anymore. I'm losing my fucking mind, please. But granted, dude, I remember listening to like Apple Bottom Jeans as a kid. My parents, I don't know if like didn't understand what that song was, but like at my age, I probably shouldn't have been listening to that song. But regardless, yeah, let's shift from like country, from jazz to country, and then I'm like, I'm in a pop mood. Why not? We'll go with that. And the next day, I'm listening to rap, and then I'm like, punk rock. Why not? Who cares? I don't know. I never understand the people that can like only listen to one genre. Like, obviously, I understand. Like, I have my favorite genres, but like, I don't know. Music is so diverse, and there's so many different sounds. That's like, why would you not want to be exposed to all of it? And then you have like I don't. There's literally music for anybody out there, and it's I don't know. Music. I wish I was like a musically talented person. Like I love music so much. And like music does so much for me in terms of like focusing and just like I guess keeping me company in a sense that like I wish I could play an instrument. I can kind of play piano. Kinda is the hard keyword, kinda. But fuck man. Like I was talking to my mom the other day and I was like, I wish I could play the saxophone. Because like I love the sound of saxophones and jazz music. But then I'm thinking to myself, I'd have to own a saxophone and then I'd have to learn how to play it. I have a friend that knows how to play, so he could probably teach me, which is cool. But it's just not worth it. And you think like I guess a lot of instruments are kind of inconvenient. Like I think it'd be cool as shit to be like a cello player. Then I gotta own a cello. Those things are fucking huge. How do I just casually bring a cello somewhere? I mean, I guess it would just be in the corner and I use it when I use it, but like violin's cool. Violins are kind of mobile. Make cool noises, obviously. I'm trying to think of like mobile ones. Like I could be a dude at a party that's just like, oh, I'm gonna go crazy on the recorder right here, and then people probably be disgusted at first, but if like I'm really ripping it, they probably get down with it. Um, Ukulele, always a wholesome one. Always get down with that. Piccolo, sure. Like slide whistle, sure. Jaw harp, why the fuck not? Imagine being a person that's like, yeah, I play the harp, and then someone's like, oh, show me something. It's like, oh yeah, just one sec, and you're just dragging it out into the open. But if you play the harp, that's definitely like I have a lot of money, or like I live in a big house kind of thing, right? Or maybe that's just like an assumption. It's probably just an assumption. I don't know why I assume that if like I always assume if like you're playing like the cello or the harp or maybe like a grand piano or an organ, you're probably rich. Well, if you're playing an organ, you probably are just you played for a church or something, right? That's just it's just I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. We're talking music at this point. Jesus Christ. Oh, let's see. Let's see. Is there anything else I got on the menu for today? Because I don't think I do. Thank you for coming to Dance Talking Corner, where I just ramble for a long period of time and you guys listen for some reason. I don't know how you do it. I don't know why you do it. Yeah, I mean, it warms my little heart that I know that some people do listen to this podcast, I'll be honest. It's, just keeps me going. Keeps me going. I don't know. It's like, I feel like it gives me somewhat of a purpose. Gives me a reason to like do something every week, which is nice. I don't know. I like the thought of like having something to do that I enjoy doing. Not a big fan of doing shit I don't like, believe it or not. Believe it or not. I'm losing my mind. I'm just rambling at this point. I'm sorry. I'm trying to find something. Oh, hold on. Pause, everybody. Apparently Fetty Wap. Do you guys remember Fetty Wap? 1738. He had like he put out like 5 bangers and then just disappeared. Apparently, he's trying to make a comeback. Oh, he's got one eye too. I don't know if that helps at all. But he was a rapper. He was, oh man. The Fetty Wap era of music, that man popped off. That man put out like 5 bangers and then just disappeared. But apparently my boy is trying to make not I say my boy like I listen to Fetty Wap. But Fetty Wap trying to make a comeback. You love to see it. I hope nothing but success for that man. I don't know. It's definitely. I think he's in the same boat of like Kesha. Obviously, Kesha was like a lot more severe with like her manager was like a rapist or sexual assaulted her or something of that nature. That shit was crazy. I think Fetty Wap was just like had shit management and that dragged him like way the fuck down where he couldn't release music because of it or something. I don't know, but I hope he makes a comeback and I hope he pops off. I hope he comes out of nowhere, releases a song, and everyone's like, yep, I remember this shit and I live for this shit. That kind of thing. You know what I'm talking about? I can't think of many artists that have done that in the past, like, little while, I guess. But shout out Fetty Wap. Hope he makes a comeback. I'm happy for him. And, oh my God. The other thing I wanted to talk about is like, why are like opening Pokemon cards a thing now or again? I will save that for another day. That's fine. It's whatever. But yeah. I guess that's the end of the podcast, guys. Just you and me. We're just hanging out for I'm gonna guess this will be 55, 50-ish minutes, maybe if I get there. To see what happens when we edit it down at the end of the day. But we're slowly improving, slowly getting better at these solo things. I hope to keep you updated on if my pitch for a podcast is good enough and if they want to go through with it. If so, that'd be very, very cool. Be very excited about that. But at the end of the day, thank you for listening. The Frying Pan Podcast. You know where to find us on all audio platforms except for probably SoundCloud. So just search Frying Pan. Covers, you know the one. It's me and Bobby in a frying pan. We're the eggs. Kind of cute, kind of cool. I should, if there's anybody out there that has listened to this far and would like obviously I pay, but like get paid to like make a new cover art, that'd be phenomenal. Or if you know anybody, please let me know. Because our thing is so outdated and it was supposed to be just a placeholder, but like I don't have any artistic abilities to do that. And I'll be honest, I was lazy and I couldn't find someone to do it. I'm sorry. It could be better. And that's the thing. It's like if we make it more noticeable, maybe more people listen. They'll be like, "Oh, that looks cool. Let me see what it's all about." And maybe they'll stay because they're entertained, or maybe they just leave because I'm annoying. It's a possibility. I don't know. You tell me. um, thank you for listening. I hope you're in good health. I hope you're doing well. Hope your loved ones are safe and doing well. Um, if you'd like to leave a 5-star review, that would be really cool if you enjoyed the episode. If not, understandable. Enjoy your days. I hope you're all well. And I hope to see you again in the near future. Thank you for listening. Love you. Take care. Bye bye.